Welcome to your free English lesson. This series will focus on spelling rules. There are 4 intended learning outcomes for this lesson. 1. We are learning to spell the vowel suffix I-A-N in words. 2. We are learning to pronounce the sounds made by C-I, S-I, and T-I. 3. We are learning to explain that the suffix I-A-N forms adjectives or nouns. 4. We are learning the different rules for spelling changes when the IAN suffix is added to a base word. The suffix IAN is very common in English. It forms adjectives or nouns that mean relating to, belonging to, a person from, a person who practices. Here are some examples. The proper noun, Italy, which is the name of a country, becomes the noun or adjective, Italian. It describes a person from Italy relating and belonging to Italian culture. The noun, music, becomes the noun musician. It defines a person who practices music either by profession or as a hobby. Notice that the CI is pronounced sh, musician, and the AN uses an unstressed vowel sound. If the base word ends in a consonant plus Y, the Y changes to I and AN is added. In these examples, you can see the Y is dropped from the base word and IAN is added to form the noun or adjective. Library becomes librarian. Hungary becomes Hungarian. If the base word ends in IA, just add N. In these examples, you can see the IA is part of the base word's spelling. Only the letter N is added to the end of the word. Nigeria becomes Nigerian. Malaysia becomes Malaysian. Notice that the SI in Malaysia is pronounced Z, and the AN uses an unstressed vowel sound. If the base word ends in ICS, the S is dropped and IAN is added. In these examples, you can see the S in the base word is dropped and IAN is added to the end of the word. Mathematics becomes mathematician. Politics becomes politician. The CI is pronounced sh, and the AN uses an unstressed vowel sound. With some base words, you just simply need to add IAN. For example, you can see the IAN is added directly to these words. Freud becomes Freudian. Christ becomes Christian. The TI in Christian here is not pronounced sh. You can hear the T and the Ian. Christian. Here are more examples. When a word ends in a consonant plus Y, change the Y to I and add AN. I will read these words. I will pause. When I pause, you say the words. History, historian, veterinary, veterinarian, custody, custodian, Italy, Italian, Hungary, Hungarian. When a word ends in the letters I, A, just add N. I will read these words. I will pause. When I pause, you say the words. India, Indian, Australia, Australian, Colombia, Colombian, Bulgaria, Bulgarian, Syria, Syrian. Here's a challenge for anybody who would like to extend their understanding of this rule. Research as many of these examples as you can. It's quite an extensive list. These are only a few examples. When a word ends in ICS, drop the S and add IAN. I will read these words. I will pause. When I pause, you say the words. Physics, physician, statistics, statistician, politics, politician, mathematics, mathematician. Notice that the CI makes a sh sound. When a word ends in C, just add IAN. I will read these words. I will pause. When I pause, you say the words. Music, musician, electric, electrician, magic, magician, optic, optician, clinic, clinician. Notice that the CI makes a sh sound. Some words, including words that end with C, just add IAN to the base word. I will read these words. I will pause. When I pause, you say the words. Darwin, Darwinian, Newton, Newtonian, Christ, Christian, Freud, Freudian. Here are some words that do not follow the rules. They are irregular. Paris, Parisian or Parisian. The SI in Parisian can be pronounced Z-I or Z. Notice in Martian, the T is added to make the TI digraph. This represents the sh sound. Mars, Martian. In Cyprus, the Y makes an I sound, but in Cyprian, the Y makes an I sound. Cyprus, Cyprian. The Y is dropped at the end of Norway, and a completely different suffix is added to form Norwegian, Norway, Norwegian. These words need to be learnt by heart. Thank you for watching this video. Watch it as many times as you need to master the intended learning outcomes. I hope that the content helped you to learn more about spelling and pronouncing the IAN suffix when forming nouns and adjectives. Please like and subscribe for more lessons. There is a lot to learn, so don't give up. Keep believing in yourself, and you will learn. See you next time. Bye.